Thanks, Tyler. How are my volume levels? Okay, let me fix that. I hope I can fix. I don't think I can fix that shit. Oh wait. Is that better or worse? Oh, that's very loud. Hold on. How is that? Sorry for those microphone noises. Do I have a viewer list on this, or any way I can see how many viewers are without going to dashboard? Participants? Nope. Okay. Anyway, I guess I'll get started then. So I'm gonna be it's gonna break. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to be doing this as if I were talking to the person I'm analyzing the set for, Lamboa, even though I'm not necessarily sure he's here right now. But this is being recorded later, like for him to watch later, I mean. So, with that, I will start the analysis. Let me skip ahead to one of their banning stages. This was a DDD versus Yoshi set. Hi, Luke. Let's see. Okay. Is that... Have they done bans yet? Oh, they go to... These goddamn unprofessionals, dude. Yeah, they're starting the set. Okay. I don't have any idea who is banning first. And the set... Oh, I guess they just gentlemen's to Smashville. That works. So... as for stage pick, I do actually really like Smashville in this matchup. I think Smashville is one of DDD's best stages in general, but you need to really know how to use the platform. Especially against a character who's going to be getting a lot of stage control off eggs and stuff like Yoshi is. You kind of want to be... You want to control space a lot better than he does. So you want to use a lot of Waddle Dees and F-tilts and, like I said, platform movement as before. So set starts out... And okay, yeah, so right there you approach with the Waddle Dee, I like that. And you get a grab. Now, I think Dumb Shiny already mentioned this before, but how do I go back frame by frame? Is it comma? Okay, it is. This was maybe a bad idea going frame. Okay. So right here, you get the grab, and... Oh wait, no, that was the second grab. God, I'm pissed. We're off to a great start. So you get the grab, and I think he ran up there. I couldn't really quite tell because he didn't go that far, but you do a normal grab instead of a dash grab, which was the first mistake I noticed you make here. So, oh yeah, it says Lamboa right there on the DDD side. Come on, Luke. So the problem with that is that DDD's dash grab goes, he moves forward a lot on his dash grab. So with most, Lamboa is the DDD and TSpeeds is the Yoshi. Oh, you mean in the player cam? I have no idea. So anyway, So DDD's dash grab moves him forward a lot, and the reason you would want to jump cancel grab with most characters is because it has less landing lag than their dash grab, usually has better frame data in general, and it moves them forward. But DDD's jump cancel grab doesn't move him forward at all. So what you want to do instead, 99% of the time, unless you actually want to stop, you want to dash grab, because it doesn't have better frame data, but it has a lot more reach, and like I said, it moves you forward. And that's also another thing that's going to come up right here. So you get the dash grab there, and now right here, the way down throw works, it sends them at a speed in which they can hit the stage. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, alright. They can hit the stage here, and he's close enough to the ledge to where when he hits the ground, even if he techs, he's going to slide off the stage. And in that situation, you could F-tilt or re-grab. But in order to get the re-grab, you need to do a dash grab. And that's one of the strongest situations you want to be in as DDD, getting that dash grab, because then you're at the ledge with him, and you can down throw, which can lead to forward air, swallow side, if forward air or swallow if they DI wrong. And even if they DI right, you can a lot of times just run off and get a double jump forward air. And you could also F-throw. I wouldn't necessarily do F-throw when they're at like 20%, because they're not going to die if they DI wrong. But it'll kill at low percents if they DI wrong, and then it'll also let you set up for an edge guard either way. So that's one of like your strong tools there. But again, you jump cancel the grab there, so you didn't get much off of that. We're going back to neutral. Yeah, right there, he just kind of caught a bad Waddle Dee. You wanna be really careful when you throw Waddle Dees downward like that, just because, especially when you're jumping forward, that will only cover like that area. So if Yoshi is like anywhere past that, or any character really, they're not gonna get hit by that. So a lot of times, if you're gonna throw a Waddle downward, you want to do it while you're retreating, like jump back Waddle throw, or you kind of, not necessarily in this matchup, but a lot of times you want to jump up in the air and just throw waddles, honestly. In this matchup, that's a problem because Yoshi has eggs, and DDD does not have an answer to Yoshi's up B. You kind of just have to avoid them as much as you can. As I feel like he's probably about to do here if he gets a hit on you from this down air. No, he didn't. Alright, that's good. I like the forward throw there. And, okay, so right there. I'll go back a bit. When you forward throw him off ledge, Yoshi doesn't have a whole lot of recovery options. The good part about Yoshi's recovery is his armor, and you're not going to be able to break that at 50%. So, chances are, 99% of the time, Yoshi wants to abuse his armor and go high, especially when he sees you go off stage. So with the platform right here, what you could actually do is run off and then like wave land on the platform, like double jump off stage, wave land on the platform, since you can do the perfect wave land from the double jump. And then you'll be on the platform in a position to punish his full double jump, because the double jump loses its armor like once the animation's actually over, or if he doesn't move. So you can put him in a situation where he is above stage without a double jump and without armor, just by kind of baiting that out. And even if you fail to bait it out and he decides to go low, you can still run over and like up B snap to ledge and force him to air dodge on stage, which you can punish with a ledge dash grab, forward air, drop from ledge B reverse swallow if you're nuts, which you can't really get much off of because swallowing Yoshi, he'll double jump through a lot of your punishes. It's still never a bad option, but if you spit him out, it can be hard to punish him even if you read him. So yeah, right there, I also want to point out he didn't really take advantage of this, and you did a good job of preventing him from being able to do so with those back airs. But when you're in that situation where you run off and try and forward air like that, and Yoshi's back on stage, that's really bad for DDD, because Yoshi's down tilt has set knockback, so if he hits you with down tilt, he's going to knock you away just the distance to where he can just throw eggs at you and rack up percent, and then eventually get a down smash since you can't sweet spot the ledge, because you DDD. You have that rough life. But right here you did hit him with the back air, which was very smart. The second back air at least. I did not expect that. That was a good waddle. Hold on. I'm getting a message on Discord. Alright, so give me a second. My bad. I'll go back a bit. Oh, one thing I noticed you were doing a lot, actually. I want to go back to that one more time. Whenever you're on ledge, you normally get up with the ledge hop, what's it called, air dodge back on stage, like the Waveland. That's not a bad option. DDD's is actually pretty good, but you can get more iframes if you do a normal ledge dash. Which, as DDD to do that, you drop from ledge and then double jump, and then at the height of your double jump, you just waveland straight to the side. Like, you have to double jump forward, of course. So you drop back and then double jump straight forward and then straight to the left or right, depending on what side of the stage you're on. And you get more distance and a bit more iframes. You won't have iframes when you're actionable, since DDD has like 6 frames of landing lag and his double jump slow enough as it is. But you can use it to get through a lot of punishes at the ledge. So like, sometimes depending on how tight you are with the timing, you can get past like Game & Watch down tilt and stuff like that, and it can be really useful. That's just a little tidbit. What you're doing right now is still working, of course. And like I said before, that was a good waddle, but you didn't really... He was able to punish you off that greedy down air back there. Let me take another look at that. Yeah. So I guess you were thinking he was going to do a different DI or maybe shield the waddle or something. But that's not a great position to put yourself in. Normally, like... When Yoshi's at, like, that percent, where he's at, like, 70-ish, and you hit him with a waddle like that, you're not going to be able to get much off of down air, even if you hit it. Because he can SDI out of the hits in that situation pretty easily, and even if he doesn't, forward air is going to be hard to follow up with that percent if he DIs right. So you normally just want to straight up go for the forward air. Yeah, and then you can get an edge guard potentially, because once he's at around the 80 to 100% mark, this is important, once he's at the 80 to 100% mark around that area, you can break. It's not completely reliable. I don't really know how the hitboxes change this, depending on like what hitbox you get, but I'm pretty sure around 80 to 100 is when you can break his double jump armor with fair. Which I think you actually do right here. No. I do like that punish though. The egg roll was not that great from the Yoshi. Like I said before though, that's where his double jump ended there, and you hit him out of that. That's what you want to do. You want to force him into situations where he has to recover high, so then he's basically a sitting duck in the air without a double jump or the armor. Oh. All right. That was let me go back to that, the tech you did there. Oh, also, really quick, I'm going to go into more of this later, but definitely SDI Yoshi's up air. That move is a killer. Any move that juggles DDD is a killer. Yeah, so right there, never spot dodge. That's not true, but never spot dodge against Yoshi. DDD spot dodge is pretty garbo, and Yoshi has a lot of active frames on a lot of his moves. Or like, any move he doesn't have a lot of active frames on, he can throw out another one of the move by the time it's over, if you're trying to spot dodge it. So spot dodging is not the best in this matchup. Or a lot of matchups for that matter. I like that stall you did there, but he caught that, yeah. Smart of him. You could have upbeat a little earlier, but, you know. Ooh, that was weird. Hold on. Was he just jabbing you out of your shield grabs and then not doing anything afterward? He was. Oh, what a dick. Yeah, you handle those situations pretty well, honestly. So right there, actually, he got the wrong DI, I'm pretty sure, on the down throw. Let me look at that again. I think I went back 10 seconds. Whoops. Yeah, you probably could have gotten the run-up dash grab follow-up on that. Ooh, I like that. I like the way you use the close range waddles a lot. It's not the safest, but you tend to make it work from what I've seen so far. Right there, you can't really... F-tilt's not going to break double jump armor for a while, but F-tilt is a really good tool in this matchup, as I mentioned before, just for like zoning him. Like even in neutral, right? Yeah, I was just going to say right there, you could have thrown an F-tilt, and that took a stock. Jeez. Alright, I like what you were doing. how you were jumping up there before, because it's hard for him to hit him with eggs, to hit you with eggs when he's facing the other way, like he did from the spawn platform. So you limited his options a lot there. And now when you're up in the air here, you're running out his iframes, which is great. But you let him catch you when you were falling. You have to try, when you're coming down from the air when you're doing that, you have to try and figure out when what their option's going to be. Like, you kind of have to bait them in a way. So right there, if let's say you read that he was going to nair, you could have like swallowed and like grab armored it or something, or maybe even fared. I don't know about fair at that percent, just because he probably could have just gone nowhere and then naired you out of the end lag. But you get the idea. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna assume you know this, but just in case, because this is really important and I didn't know this for a really long time. When you up B with DDD, to 100% consistently, like, get the right direction when you cancel the up B, hold that direction. So let's say you're in that situation, you want to cancel it facing the ledge, so right. So right here, let me go back again. Is that enough? Yeah, so right here in the situation, you hold towards the ledge, so right, and then roll the stick from right down to the bottom. So rather than just press down, go right to the bottom like that. Almost like a reverse quarter circle if you play fighting games. Because what that's going to do is, it's going to put the last input besides down in the direction that you want to cancel in, so it'll always cancel in that direction. So, like, you could have even held it left and then done that if you wanted to, which you shouldn't, because then that would happen. But you get the point. It's very useful to know. Yeah, it's hard to catch Yoshi in those situations. I like that you went for back air, though. So right here, that was a very big mistake with that up throw, because up throw in this matchup is almost never a good option. Like, at least at low percents. Because at low percents, he's gonna double jump armor through anything you do and punish it with an aerial. So unless you, like, up throw and then just read that he's gonna DJC nair and like shield it and then grab or something, which really isn't that good, because if you're reading that they're gonna do that, you can probably read them for a tech chase anyway. So you should just go for down throw, which is more reliable. But anyway, so that's what he did right here. I do like that up air a lot, though. I will say that. And the jab. The other thing is, up throw on moving platforms isn't the best, because they could just DI the other way, and it's going to be really hard for you to get follow-up. Yeah, so did you go for nair there? It was very laggy, and I don't know why. Oh, up air. Alright. Yeah, nair probably would have worked better, but like I said, the situation, you don't really have a whole lot of options here to get that follow-up. So we got that nair, and you hit him with the nair there. In this situation, you would want to go for back air when you pop him up like that, because he's too high, and too high of a percent to get the regrab, which you did go for. If he were at 0, that probably would have worked when you naired him, but he wasn't. Like, you hit him with the rest of it before. And now, this is where he kind of punishes you hard. So what I was saying before about SDIing the up airs, this is where that's really important. Because if you SDI, like, up and to the left, let's say, it's going to be you're going to be so much higher, and it's going to be so much harder for him to get those follow-ups. It's still possible, but it's just a lot harder. And right there, you did hit the meteor cancel, that was good. But on this, yeah. So you probably should have jumped before that, obviously, as I'm sure you realize, but like, there is a thing where if you're holding up, like if you're trying to DI up as you get meteored, that up input counts towards the meteor cancel timing. So like, it'll lock you out from doing a meteor cancel with a jump, but not an up B. So if you did the up B because of that, that's completely understandable, and you just kind of mistimed it. But yeah, well, normally when you're getting comboed as DDD against a character with a meteor, and you're off stage in the position to get meteored, always expect a meteor and be ready for it. Like, never try to meteor cancel on reaction. In fact, you can even turn a lot of situations around by baiting them into meteoring you. So like, one thing against Ness a lot, if Ness starts like comboing you horizontally on the stage and you like hold out and like SDI out as much as you can, he's clearly gonna combo you off stage, and then his best option right when he gets you off stage, if you're at like 50-ish%, if you're not at like 120 where back air will kill, he's probably gonna down air, so then you can bait out the down air, and then up B into him and reverse edge guard him. You can do that with Wolf too. It's really funny to do against Wolf, because once you up B him, it's like one hit and he's dead. Because he's such a fast faller. It's so funny. It's harder to do against Yoshi, because right here he's going to double jump, so you would have gotten double jump armored. But it's still an important concept to get down. I like those back airs. I think you obviously, like in hindsight, you should have moved a little closer when you did it, but that's hindsight. I do like the idea a lot, though. And, let me go back a bit, see what happened there. That was a good jump. Get out of there. Did you try and shield grab that down tilt? I guess he must have. I guess... I'm pretty sure whatever he did before that wasn't safe on shields. It was just a little... You were just a little slow, but... Yeah, I don't think jab down tilt is safe on shield. But that's hard to react to, honestly, because I would assume he would be going for jab 2 after that and try and punish. So I don't blame you for getting hit by that one. That was a good fair. Yeah, so right there, again, you had the opportunity to wait for him to lose the armor. And he is at the percent where the forward air knocks him out of it. So I do like the idea, especially since you got the back air follow-up. But it's usually best to just wait for his double jump to end or bait out an aerial. Alright, the quick thing with the Gordo. I honestly see you doing this a lot. I did say I liked it before, but in that situation I don't. You're throwing your side Bs, in this case the Gordo, downward like most of the time. If you throw it upward, the hitbox, stays out for so much longer and it becomes so much more of a threat than otherwise. Because like right there, it's only out for a little bit of time and it's still threatening because it's Gordo, but he's like way up there and he's not worried about it. If you throw it up at him, it's gonna cover this area, like this whole area for the whole slow ass Gordo like movement, I guess, and it would have really limited his options a lot more. You can even do that with waddles, like I mentioned before. Yeah, so right there, I don't know if you could have done this, and I honestly haven't been paying enough attention to whether or not you've been doing it, but the up B snap to ledge that most people just use for edge guarding. Okay, why did that even... I'm a little mad that YouTube's doing this. You can use that to grab the ledge just to recover anyway. So you could have potentially avoided that down tilt if you sunk a little lower and then up B snapped. Because you can up B snap a lot faster than DDD can normally grab the ledge, because you kind of have to be in front of it for like a few frames or whatever. So the up B snap there is really strong. I like that recovery a lot. Oh, nice. Did you catch a double jump there? Oh man, how did he get that dash attack? Did you just run in and do it on your landing leg? Oh, that was what Dumb Shiny was talking about before. You're coming down with down airs too much. Because when he's running around like that, when you're above somebody at DDD, the only time you want to down air is when you're directly above them and you know you're directly above them and you know they're in a position where they have to be locked down by it. So like that's where the mix-up of down air swallow comes from, where you're directly above them, and if they don't shield, you can get a down air, and if they do shield, you can get a swallow. It's like Wario Bite, pretty much. So in that situation, I would have said one thing a lot of people never consider when you're coming down as DDD is a waddle toss. So what you do here is, like, what you can do here, you could also forward air and stuff, but like I personally, I like when I see them trying to outspace me like that, I drop down, I just throw a waddle. Not only are they usually caught off guard, but the waddle's gonna hit them, and it's close enough to bounce back at you, so you can get a waddle dash follow-up. So, like, even just, like, whenever you're coming down and they're not close enough for you to get an aerial, just throw a waddle. It's, like, it's fairly hard to punish as long as you do it while you're still in the air, so it has less, hold on. That was smart from you, I'm assuming, that you used the balloon there. Oh, wait, no, I don't think you knew there was a balloon there, because if you knew there was a balloon there, you're a goddamn genius, alright? I very much respect that if you knew that was there. I think the down B follow-up on that is guaranteed. I don't know if you can, like the first hit of down B to the second, I don't know if you can SDI out of that. But let me go back to how you were getting back on stage. So you get knocked off here. Balloon save. Alright. That was like kind of what I said before, and what Manny was saying, or Dumb Shiny was saying before about the down air thing. And right there, I also want to point out, I don't know if I just didn't pay enough attention while I was watching, and I do actually like this option here compared to the normal thing. But when you waddle dash in the air, if you do the normal setup where you double jump, or like you double jump, throw the waddle, and then double jump to catch it, if you toss the waddle down, you don't have to double jump again to recatch it. So you can jump, like waddle throw, jump catch it, and then just keep waddle dashing without jumping again. In this, like, when you do want to jump is when you want to gain more height and even maybe stall a little bit. So I really like what you were doing here, like with that, because you were able to get over the eggs. So I like that a lot, that option. Yeah, and you got right back to center stage for stage control, which is so important in this matchup. Right there, you read that roll. That's unfortunate. Alright, more waddle dashing. I like that little delay you did there, that was good. And the mix, oh, I really like the mix-ups on waddle throws you're doing with, like, no momentum, where you just do the normal air dodge. That was a surprisingly good tournament winner. I'm, like, that was, either he misspaced that, or you just got out of there. How did he get you there, though, after the tournament winner? Platform. That could be annoying. If he hit you with more hits of that down air, you probably, or back air, you probably could have SDI'd, but I don't really think there was much you could do there. Alright, where did he ban? Okay, I actually have no idea what stages are. Okay, green. I like the Green Hill ban from him. Wario Land ban, I'm questioning that a little bit. But in your situation, I think you go to FOD, right? This is the game you win. Personally, I wouldn't have gone FOD just because I'm not a fan of that stage. But it worked out for you. And you definitely messed him up on that stage. So I'm not the best at stages in the first place. I'd probably end up going to Dreamland, which actually no. I think I'd just run it back to Stadium or FD. Or not Stadium, Smashville or FD. I like limiting Yoshi without by not giving him platforms, which limits you too. But it's a little easier to get stage control in that manner, just because F tilt and waddles and the game becomes a lot simpler. Oh, was that like YouTube, or was that the set, like the recording? Okay, I think that was YouTube lagging. Oh, were you trying to waddle dash there, or was that just a big flub? That's yeah, again, if you SDI'd that, you could have gotten out of that. Anyway, that's the big brain swallow side right there. I love that so much. Sometimes swallow siding, I think, takes on like a whole nother meta against Yoshi, because there are points when you know you can't break his armor, so you kind of, it's honestly a better trade to like trade stocks with a swallow side than it is to try and get his percent all the way up, which, you know, in that situation you could have avoided what I think he was going for a back air. But you went for the swallow side, which was really smart, because in this case you're starting with a fresh new stock and you don't have to worry about the fact that he can armor through all your stuff for now. That's the thing with Yoshi. He is very dangerous until he's at the percent where his armor can break, in which case he kind of sucks. He still has options, but he's not the best. Ooh, what did that clank with? Hold on. Was that up tilt? What the hell? Yoshi is whack. Ooh, good tech. Wow, he was he was going around those up smashes. Again, I like that swallow. That's what I had to, that's kind of what I was saying about stage positioning before, where when Yoshi's trying to edge guard you, he's always going to be near the end of the edge of the stage. So if you mix up your recoveries with like high swallows like that, that's really good, and I like that you're doing that a lot. Again, I actually like that option more than the normal ledge dash, just because it was a little delayed, so you avoided the down smash. So, I did notice you were doing that again, though. Oh. I'm assuming you weren't going for up air there, or you were trying to be a cool guy and go for the up air where you, like, pop them up off the ground with it. One of my personal favorite up, like, things is with DDD's aerials. But against Yoshi, that's not really going to work, just because he's so tiny. Like, Yoshi's short. He's short and stubby. He doesn't look short. But his hurtbox is pretty misleading on, like, most things. Normally not in his favor, but in this case, it's in his favor. Let me go back to the end of that stock. Yeah, there's the up air, up tilt, up air. I probably went back too far again. God damn it. Yeah. Alright, up tilt, up air. So right now you're in a really good situation. Just because you're directly above him, so you can come down with like a down. Oh wait, no, he threw the egg at that trajectory. Never mind, that was smart of you to go that way then. When you do go this way though, right here when he's above you, if he's double jumping like that, he's not trying to come down if he's that high already from the double jump. So like, if he doesn't do an aerial right there, at least he's not coming down. So I would have went for an up air there, although that was pretty tight, like a pretty small time to react. But even then, oh, that was the best egg roll I've ever seen. Oh my god. That was, oh my god, this guy's going hard. Oh, there you go. Wall of pain. Oh, that's rough. That was actually just really good from him. There wasn't much you could do there. I mean, if you went a little further forward, you could have gotten them, but I wouldn't have read that drift back, honestly. Not in a million years. Yeah, like I said before, there's not much you could do about egg. So in that situation, with Smashville, when you were jumping above him, that works because you have a lot of area to land. When you're on platform stages like this is why I personally wouldn't go to like FOD or something. Really just triplat stages. When you're on triplat stages, because of DDD's double jump, when you're like puffed up from the double jump animation, which is most of his like time in the air after you double jump, you cannot drop through platforms. So you're very limited in where you can land after like jumping up like that. So he can cover a lot of that with eggs and just rack up percent. He can't always get a hit confirm off of it, but that percent matters so much because how much does each egg do? Let me go back. No, you haven't gotten hit yet. I can tell you for certain that it adds up over time because that move is very good. 9%, Jesus Christ, it does 9%? I guess that's why Nair doesn't beat it. Oh my god, that's insane. I saw the 9%, I assumed he got hit by 2, but that's nuts. But yeah, anyway, it kind of illustrates what I was saying. That was a good F tilt. If he teched in place, it probably could have gotten him 2, but in that situation, it wouldn't have hit any other tech, so it worked out there, but there were probably better options. Again, right there you want to SDI, because if you DI'd towards him and SDI'd up, he couldn't have gotten the second up tilt there, and you would have been able to get out of the combo. A lot of people kind of just assume SDI is only important for multi-hit moves like PK Fire and stuff, but SDI in this game, in PM at least, is so crazy. You can like, without even trying, you can just be a mile away from the other person when they hit you with like a jab. Yeah, so right there, I'm going to assume you were experimenting and trying to figure out if Bear would beat that. In which case, I really like that you were trying to do that. Because, like, I certainly don't know when Bear beats double jump armor, so I like the experimentation. You really have to, like, be brave enough to do that in a set, honestly. It's really important. So it's good that you're doing that. That was a really good grab, too. Pivot grab, I think? Or was that just a turnaround grab? Alright, turn around. That's still great. I like that. That was perfect spacing. Yeah, so right there again. In this case, you were able to get the follow-up. He should be dead if you... Yeah. Alright, good. You grabbed the ledge. I was scared for a second. Because, as you noticed, he could have air dodged the stage, but it was a really good ledge grab. What was I saying before? Oh, yeah. You let him go for the full double jump again without punishing the end lag of the double jump. You did afterward because he went for the egg roll, but if he didn't go for the egg roll and went for an air dodge instead, you wouldn't have been able to get that follow-up there. Or not the follow-up, the second forward air, rather. Okay, yeah. You down aired the egg there. I always forget DDD can do this, honestly. Just because it's so hard to actually hit without hitting yourself. But that is the one thing you can do about eggs. And it's not that great, because down air stays out for a deceivingly short amount of time. So if you're coming straight from above and you try and down air an egg, a lot of times by the time you get down there, your down air is going to end and he's just going to punish you with like up tilt or something. But it is important to know. Honestly, thank you for reminding me. Sorry, I completely forgot about that, honestly. Oh, shield drop up air. That was good. Nair there is... When you nair someone at low percents like that, up tilt is almost always guaranteed, unless they SDI like a god. So, like, right there, if you got the L cancel, you could have up tilted and it would have hit him. And then from there, you could have potentially gotten another up tilt, a nair, or an up air. Not a big punish. You can't really get big punishes on Yoshi in the first place, just because he's going to be able to double jump out of stuff, and you kind of have to bait that out. But what is playing right now? I'll just let it go. But, yeah. It's still good to get that percent. Oh, big brain swallow side. Like that was like the first swallow side you did. I really like that. You're in a position where even now it's even better because you have a stock lead. So you're not really losing much. You know he's going to be trying to get that edge guard. That's so smart. I love that. Alright, what did you ban? I see why you banned FD. But like I said before, I like the ability to outspace Yoshi on that. Honestly, the thing is though, with DDD and stages, I think it's honestly completely up to character preference because everybody plays a stupid character differently. Like, if you can watch any DDD and compare it to like any other DDD and it's gonna be completely different. Nobody plays like Mole Drifter, thank God. Nobody plays like Keychain, nobody plays like Apollo, nobody plays like Dumb Shiny, nobody plays like me, nobody plays like you. It's great. Actually, I don't know if that's great, but it leads to a lot of variety in stage picks. I would like for you to ban PS2 here. PS2 or Battlefield. Okay. I'm assuming he's gonna want to go Battlefield here. Green Hill. Oh, this Yoshi messed up. Green Hill, I think, is one of DDD's best stages all around for any playstyle. Like, disregard everything I just said about stages. This is DDD's best stage. Personally, I feel. Because, like, it's just big enough to where you can abuse his, like, live forever thing with, like, Omps attacks and stuff. Like, I've lived to, like, 240 on the stage a few times. And it's small enough to where you can kill people off, like, one double jump read off stage at, like, 50%. Like, you know, you throw them off stage, you read their double jump with a forward air, and boom, they're dead. So, against Yoshi, I still like this stage. It's not as good as it is in other matchups, but I still think DDD has the advantage here. So it's great that you got to go here. Did you roll through that? Or did you just run up to that? Okay, that was a roll. Yeah, that was a good roll there. Like Dumb Shiny was saying before about your F-tilts, that's why F-tilts on the ground at least isn't a very good option. If you're down throwing them and you know they're going to go off stage, or like that situation in the first stock of the first game where he slides off stage, F-tilt is a great option, especially against floaties, because floaties are almost always going to get hit by that. Like, if you're playing against like a Zelda or a Puff, and you're going to down throw, even if they DI it wrong, it's hard to get that re-grab, just because they're so high in the air, and you kind of have to readjust your timing to it and react, and it's really rough. But F-tilt will almost always hit them, and even if it doesn't, it has just enough end lag for you to just like do it again, if it misses. Anyway, that was another good roll to get out of there. Yeah, down B is very weird, honestly, because, I kind of hate Yoshi's down B. It seems like the dumbest option, but it's so good. Like, right there, like, that was so smart of him. There wasn't a whole lot you could do there. Like, if you, the best thing you could have done is just not be in that situation. But the reason why you were in that situation is because you just kind of mistimed that grab. And nobody thinks, oh, I mistimed that grab, I'm gonna get down B'd, you know? Like, come on. Although right there, though, you could have double jumped and done maybe forward air. It looked like you could have forward aired, or you could have thrown a waddle at him. Because in that situation, he's still, like, down B has a lot of end lag either way, so when he down B's you at low percents, he's not going to be able to run up and get hit by that down air. I respect the attempt, though. Gotta take a sip of water. But yeah, like Manny was, or Dumb Shiny was saying before, right there, it ended up working out for you, but he was trying to bait out that down air again. He missed space, so you like barely touched his nose, and you got the grab off it. But he was looking out for that. That's why Swallow is really strong in this matchup. Just because I honestly don't think Swallow is that great when you like exhale them or spit them out or whatever you want to call it. Just because double jump armor, as I mentioned before. But it's so easy to hit on Yoshi. Or not even necessarily easy, it just covers a lot of options compared to like down air. Yeah, that F tilt, like I said before, not all Yoshis are going high, but this guy has gone high for recovery every single time. So that's something you should be able to pick up on by now. So like just being able to read his high recovery and jump up there, like near the platform to punish that. I'm assuming he was trying to down B you and the platform just got in his way, in which case, good punish with that up air. Oh, I like that. The Waddle Dee back air. He DI'd the back air pretty well. I think the only follow-up you could have gotten, if you, and this is only if you like read the DI, because that's really hard to react to. So I don't blame you for missing this, because I wouldn't do it. I don't think anybody would do this, but you could have gotten maybe reverse hit forward air, or if you're nutty, Jet Hammer, because Jet Hammer's hitbox is gigantic. Alright, what did he hit you with there after that? You missed the second back air. Oh wait, double jump back air probably could have worked too. I don't know if you just missed the double jump input. Assuming you had a double jump there. Let me go back one more time actually. Yeah, you had a double jump. Either way, you have the right idea with a lot of your punishes. You're either just not reading his DI, or you're just like flubbing the actual punish itself. But I do like the concepts of what you're going for a lot. Did you waddle dash there? It like died. I like that waddle dash, assuming you were trying to waddle dash there, if you went further back. Like if you did the max height of the short hop waddle dash. Just because you got out of there, but you didn't get out of there far enough to make it past like a lot of his tilt range. I like that forward air. If you moved a little closer, you could have gotten it, but as you saw there, his down tilt is gigantic, so it's hard to do that. Like forward air probably would have at least traded with it though, the first one, if you hit it. But also, like I mentioned before, you also could have went lower and sweet spotted the ledge with the up B snap. Another option you have there. Yeah, that's how you want to punish that move. Whenever you shield it, you go for a down air or a back air, or grab if he's in front of you. Normally he'll end up being behind you or like inside of you because Yoshi's dumb. In which case, down air, back air, even nair could work. Oh my god, this guy's down being so much. I'm not a fan of this guy now. Yeah, that's you probably could have DI'd that nair better, but I don't really think it would have mattered. I like that. I love that Waddle Dee approach. That's the one thing. I'm assuming that's what you have in mind when you go for the full hop downward toss waddles, because I love that setup a lot. But it's really only good as a mix-up, and you're doing it too much for it to be a mix-up most of the time. I like that forward throw too, because you got him with the DI there. Right there, don't go for the double jump. Like, it worked out just because he went for egg roll instead of air dodge, but when Yoshi loses his armor, he has pretty much the same normal fall speed as you. So you should you never have to double jump to get the follow up afterward, unless you knock him high enough to where you need to do that, or if you're fast falling. So like right there, you kind of fell at the same pace as him, and then because you double jump, you missed the follow up. And again, it wasn't a huge deal because he ended up doing egg roll instead of air dodge. And even if he did air dodge, I think you still could have covered that. But just for future reference, I like the ledge hop down air. Or 20 window down air, whatever you want to call it. I feel like that F smash was an accident, because that's something I've definitely done on accident a lot. But good shit either way. That's another thing that breaks his armor early. So like one thing is if Yoshi does go for the ledge and he doesn't sweet spot, you can F smash, and like a lot of times he'll try an air dodge. If you just read that, you just keep charging F smash. There's not a whole lot he can do. Yeah, right there again, you went with the down air. That was a very... Whenever you're coming down as DDD on someone and they do a smash like that, or like they try and throw out an option, normally panic option there is they shield or they run away. So Swallow will cover that. So like if they're trying to punish you coming down and they miss the timing, almost always you want to Swallow, because like with up smash, that's fast enough to where you're not going to be able to get the down air. Most moves are fast enough to where you're not going to be able to get the down air because characters in this game are dumb. So if you Swallow, you'll just be able to cover those like panic options really easily. So like right here, you went for the option of just run away, and then he was able to get the dash back grab on you. Back there. Yeah, again, you're doing that a lot. It's starting to get predictable, but he's not punishing it, so there's not really much of a reason for you to stop. I think I'm just nitpicking on this because I really like ledge dashing, but it's definitely a better option most of the time, and it's easy enough to where you should pick it up, but keep what you're doing right here in your pocket as a mix-up, because that's still really good. Also, when you ledge dash, I just want to add this. There's a lot more options you have in general, just because you could also hack dash from it, and then from the hack dash you could fast fall grab ledge, or you could double jump and like do an aerial. It's neat. There's a lot of cool stuff. That was a good spot dodge on that grab. One of the times the only time when you can really spot dodge something in this matchup is if it's like up smash, F smash, or grab. Those are like the only times it's really safe. And up smash isn't even that safe because if you don't time it right, he can just up smash again. You get the grab here. You didn't go for F tilt. I like that. I like that tech chase a lot. At that percent, I would have down thrown him again. He even DI'd up a little bit, so you probably could have gotten the regrab if you chased him. But against Yoshi, it's normally not that great to do forward throw until he's at a percent where you're confident that you can at least break his armor or put him into a situation where you can limit his recovery to where you can hit him after he uses his armor. Let me go back to that edge guard. Yeah, I don't know if you're going for this, but best option there if you really want to hit him is F tilt. It wouldn't have broken his armor, so it was probably honestly a bad option. But I do like the shield you did there. You knew not to overextend and go for like a forward air. But again, like I said, in that situation, it was hard because of how early you F threw him. But you should be trying to read his double jumps and hit him afterward. That's a good F tilt. F tilt is so great in neutral in this matchup. And again, that situation I mentioned before with the problem with the full hop waddle toss is that if they're anywhere like within this triangle, they're not going to get hit, and if they're anywhere within this triangle, especially when it's like Gordo, they're not going to get hit. So like the only waddle that only covers this, whereas like an upward toss, not in this situation just because you're too close for that, but an upward toss just stays out a lot longer and creates a much more threatening hitbox. Especially if you just happen to get a Gordo. I think you probably could have tried to Gordo dash with that, but it looked like he was trying to read that with the up smash. So I like that you didn't. That was pretty patient, or not necessarily patient, but just kind of the smart move to do there. That was a good fair. That was a good F tilt. Damn. That was you caught his double jump with that. I like that a lot. Okay, YouTube's lagging hard. Let me go back. Yeah, I like that. I like that combo a lot. Did you go for an F tilt again? It looks like he just kind of read that F tilt and spaced around it, which was pretty good on his part. Yeah, like he jumped back and he saw you F tilt, and then he just kind of double jump cancel forward aired you. He's using the ooh, that was kind of cool. That was a fantastic edge, air dodge. Like what I was saying before, Swallow probably still would have been a better option, but I don't like. Assuming you don't know that, because you haven't done it yet. In the context of you not knowing that air dodge was genius. I like that air dodge so much. And then you got the grab armor right after that. It's so great. That was a really good waddle toss. One of the situations where the downward toss can work out, and I like the follow-up you got off it. You probably could have gotten a little more, but it's good not to overextend, especially when you're in a situation like this, where it's game 3. So right now, you're at the percent where Yoshi's much less of a threat, and you need to respect him a little less. Because when Yoshi's at 0, if you ever watch AMSA in Melee, this is a really good way to figure this out. he has to play completely differently when he's at a high percent, because much of Yoshi's game comes from armoring through stuff and then in melee at least parrying. And he can't armor through stuff when he's at like this high of a percent, or he can, but not too reliably. So you have to abuse that, because one of his biggest tools in neutral is now gone. So like this is where you can honestly even play a little aggressive if you want to, or better yet, because this is the solution to everything. If you were to like play really defensive against the Yoshi right here, there's like nothing you can do. He doesn't really have the options to approach you without using his armor. Ooh, that was risky. I'm assuming you went for the snap there. Hold ledge? Yeah, so right in that situation, when you're holding ledge like that, always wait for the air dodge and punish with a ledge dash or a forward air or something. Because, as you saw right there, the roll is way too slow to get that punish. Yeah, so right here. Right there, although you did wait for the double jump armor to end. It's really weird as to where it ends, so it was still there. It was still probably still there for like, I don't know, maybe 10 more frames. After that you could have hit him. But in this situation, you're in a very good spot. So right there, if he's not falling, you could have double jumped forward aired. But I like that you were going for the ledge there. It's much less risky. And it probably covers like his best option here, which is egg roll air dodge. But again, you went for the roll. So like I said before, ledge dash or forward air or something, because you can ledge dash and then turn around grab, and then you have a down throw, then you have a like grab the ledge situation, which, as I explained before, is one of the best situations for DDD to be in, because you have the down throw and the forward throw mix up, and then you also have like forward air off down throw and stuff. So against characters that air dodge or go to stage, like Yoshi, Sheik, even Fox, if you like force him to go to stage and he has like the 20 frames of landing lag, that option is so good. Like, it's incredible. Because you can just sneak right past them and put them at the ledge like that. I like that back air you did back there. He got out of the situation, but it's very good of you to kind of bait him over there, because you didn't go for an aerial here. A lot of people would have fast fallen and gone for a fair, which he was expecting, as you see with his forward air right there. So it's very smart of you to like wait that out, and then go down for the back air after he's already off stage. That is like a very DDD thing to do, and it's a very good DDD thing to do. Wait until your opponent is off stage before you try and hit them with an aerial. And again, in this case, it just didn't work out, but that's a really good concept to have down. I like the use of the platform there. You missed the wave land a little bit, but oh, all right, music. You missed the wave land a little bit, but that was a very one of your better options there. Shield drop, I don't know about. I don't blame you for doing it, but he put himself in a situation where he could be grabbed. If someone's doing that like thing where they're tomahawking you like that and they're not facing you, they do not pose a threat if you want to grab them, unless they have like a really fast down smash in both directions. But Yoshi's is a little slow, and you could have grab armored it even if you were slow on the grab. So try and be mindful of that. It's really hard to keep that in mind, because honestly, just assuming your opponent's gonna gentleman, especially a Yoshi who has like garbage grabs, so there's no reason for him to gentleman, is really like, that's hard to do, keeping that in mind. Good recovery there, didn't go too high. One thing I do want to say though is that don't be afraid to go on stage with your up B, because a lot of situations they can't necessarily punish you. Like if you're not that high when you're above the ledge, like if the peak of your up B, let me go back. If the peak of your up B is going to be around here, and I don't think it was in this scenario, so this was probably your best option. But if your peak of your up B is going to be around here, they're usually going to try and catch you when you're here. So you can go past that by not canceling, and when they assume you're going to cancel, and then hit them. And like most people, they'll be able to react, but they won't be able to like hit you with an aerial. Instead, they're going to shield, in which case they get pushed so far away that they normally can't even punish it. Another quick thing is, I'm not necessarily saying this is what you should have done here or anything. I'm just throwing this out here now. I'm thinking about up B options. But one thing you could do is if you're against the wall on a stage, normally you can up B that way. So like, go left, and then do the thing I mentioned before where you hold right and then cancel. and then you'll be facing that direction, and you'll be able to grab ledge, and you can avoid a lot of situations where Martha's like down tilting, or in this case, Yoshi's down smashing. Which you didn't need to do there, like I mentioned. But just for future reference. I like that Omps attack. Very good Omps attack. It didn't help. What you could have done, this is a very hard could have, because I don't think anybody's ever done this, like, aside from just theory crafting and maybe trying to do it once in the lab. Potentially, if you Omps attack, you could fast fall, up B snap to ledge. So kind of like bucket breaking, but with a ledge. That's like the 20 DDD stuff, though. I wouldn't worry too much about that. For now, at least. 10 years, though. 10 years, you're gonna have to know that. Let me go back to how you took that stock. Alright, yeah, I like that. He was clearly trying to intimidate you, I guess. Not necessarily intimidate, maybe just make you go away with those wavelengths on the platform, like try and bait out and feel what you were doing. I like that you didn't give up there, like, and just kind of let him have the platform. I like the crouch. I don't think there's much to say this stock because I remember how it ends. I don't remember what happened leading up to it. Oh, alright. That was good. Nair grab at 0. Very good against heavy characters like Yoshi. Again, up throw, I don't necessarily agree with it. You were able to get a Nair off, but like against Yoshi, you're not going to be, like I said before, you're not really going to be able to get much off Nair. Especially if you're doing a rising Nair where you stop like near that height, Yoshi's just going to be able to punish you really easily. So unless you're falling through him with a Nair, Nairing people, especially Yoshi at low percents, usually isn't worth it. I honestly would have went for an up tilt after the up throw, but you probably shouldn't have up thrown there in general, because you probably could have gotten more off down throw. I think he might have even been close enough. Wait, were you facing that way? Hold on. Yeah, he might have been close enough. No, he was close enough, because in this situation, if you down throw, if he DI'd up, you would have been able to get the regrab, and if he DI'd down and away to, like, avoid that, he would have slid off stage, and you would have been able to get the regrab anyway. So that's one of those option select situations. Not an option select, but one of those... Actually, I don't think that's technically an option select, but it covered... Like, that's one of those situations where you have all those options covered, and you just have to be able to kind of recognize that scenario, which is hard, because figuring out, like, slide-offs are just such a dumb concept, honestly. It's really hard to realize when you can and can't use them, but down throw is one of those moves where you kind of need to know when you can and can't use them, honestly. Oh, reverse. Oh, no. The reverse forward air was so good. Let me go back to that. Could you have done anything after that? Nah, you got the double jump. I think maybe if you were nuts, you could have swallow-sided, but I don't know if that would have hit, and I personally wouldn't have risked it, so I don't blame you for not going for that. You gotta be, like, really nutty to go for that, though. One thing I will say, though, I think I might have already mentioned this. I definitely wrote about it when I was writing something instead of doing this, but when Yoshi double jumps and you read his double jump and you know that like you know that he's gonna double jump and you know that fair is just gonna lose to it, you could just swallow. Honestly, like if he's at like the same height as you and you're on like the same stocks, or even if you have higher stocks, it's just best situation, you just want to swallow. If you're off stage, if you're on stage, you can spit him out right away. If you're off stage, I would just swallow side him. Unless you have less stocks, in which case I wouldn't go for the swallow because that's just way too risky in the first place. But it's an option that's there, and it breaks his armor because it's a grab. So just try and keep that in mind when you play against Yoshis. Was that a Nair you did? I would have liked a back air there. Honestly, I think Nair is a fantastic move. I think it's one of DDD's best moves, honestly. I don't think it's that great against Yoshi. I think you can't get a whole lot off of it against him, especially at low percents, as I've mentioned. And a lot of his moves beat them out. That was one of the good spot dodges where you timed it so it wouldn't, neither of those hits would hit. It's good. Grab, oh, in that situation, when he's in front of you like that, you just gotta grab him. Grab or forward air. But definitely grab, just because you'll probably get a forward air off the grab if you work it right anyway. from doing like tech chases into getting them off stage, or just forward throw into an edge guard, you know? Oh, on that note, one more thing. This totally slipped my mind. Back throw does like 15 to 17%. I don't know how much it does. It does a stupid amount for a throw. So against Yoshi, a character who you want to get to a high percent and then edge guard with like breaking their armor, that move is ridiculous. Because if they're at like 65%, you back throw them, they're off stage, you're edge guarding them, you can break their armor. It's amazing. It's one of those matchups where back throw is definitely super viable. Or valuable, rather. It's always viable. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I really like the concept of that back air too. Because if you got him like a few frames earlier, you would have broken that. But I think you actually, yeah, you could have recovered there. It's just a tight window. Yeah, at game 3 last stock, I don't blame you for not hitting that. That's rough. Let me go back to the whole situation off stage. Alright, one thing I do want to say here. When you go for the, this is frame perfect, but it's not 20 DDD stuff because it's not that hard. Like, I know I just said it's frame perfect. It's just a weird timing. It's easy to do once you get the rhythm down. But when you go for an instant back air like that, you can actually wave land. So what you could have done here, instead of doing the fast fall, you could have wave land either past him or in the other way, and he could have potentially missed the nair. I don't remember the exact. I think the frame data was something like back air is 32 or 33 frames, and his short hop is 33 or 34 frames. So then you just like air dodge in the one frame that you have between those two. It's something like 30 something frames on each move, or the short hop and the back air, and then you have one frame of leniency to do the air dodge. I think he might even have a window to, like, 1 or 2 frame window to buffer it, because I'm fairly consistent at it, and I don't think I should be that consistent at a frame perfect tech. I don't necessarily know how buffers work on that, but it's something that's doable, and it's something that's a great option in situations like that. So that's something you should try and pick up if you have time to lab it out. It's definitely disheartening to learn, though, because it's very hard to figure out the timing. Alright, yeah. Even then, again, if you were nutty, you could have went for a swallow instead of the back air, but like I said, I do really like the back air. I definitely thought that was going to hit. And I do want to say real quick before I end this, I've been saying a lot of, you could have done this, you could have done that. Well, that all of that is technically true. That's absolutely, like, in hindsight, and try and not get down about hindsight, because, like, I'm not saying from what I've said. I mean, don't get down about what I've said, because I'm just trying to, like, I'm only doing this to try and help you improve. Sorry if I kind of went off a bit at times. I don't necessarily think I did, but I apologize if I did. But when you're watching a set of yourself and you see a lot of stuff where you think, oh, I could have done this there and I could have done that, don't let that get to you, because all that stuff that you could have done is stuff that you now know that you could have done there, and it's gonna help you improve later. Like, when you're playing the tournament set and you have the nerves on and it's game 3 last stock, you probably didn't realize you could have done that there, and nobody should blame you for that, because it's tournament. You know, you have nerves. Everybody has nerves. Even the top players, they have nerves. Like, they don't admit it, or their nerves aren't that bad, but they're not playing as well as they would if they're, like, trying to flex on a kid in friendlies, you know? Like, it's rough, but never ever let hindsight get you down when you're trying to analyze a set. Either way, I do think what you said before about how this would be a good set to analyze, I 100% agree with that, because you played this set very well, and the mistakes you made were very easy to explain, so it was good of you to pick that up. But definitely try and study the set a bit more and figure out some other stuff. If you ever have any questions, just, like, ask me in the DDD Discord, because I'm always around to answer within, like, a few hours at least. Normally, I check Discord every few hours, depending on whether or not I'm in class. My class schedule is kind of whack. But, just let me know if you have any questions on how to do tech, how to do, like, the waveland stuff. I plan on making some kind of tutorial about that soon anyway. Just don't know what kind of format I should make it, if I should just cover all movement in general or whatever. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions in the DDD Discord. We're all here to help, and we appreciate more people there to spark conversation. Overall, very good set. Good play from both you and TSpeeds. I think this is definitely someone who you can beat in the future, which is good because this guy seems like he knows what he's doing, honestly. I even saw him in another set. I think it was still pools, but whatever. He's got on stream twice. That's usually a good sign. Oh, you play Mario too? Hold on. I'm not gonna analyze this, I just wanna see. Did you go all Mario in this set? Interesting. I'm not gonna ask you about that now, but you know, there's another Mario DDD main, Smur. You should talk to him sometime. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now. Because it's been like an hour. So, sorry this was so long. I tend to go on a lot of tangents. I hope everything I said helps. Or helped. Again, if you have any more questions, just let me know. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.